Hi guys, welcome back to the session. Today we are going to work on a real-time project in Automation Anywhere A2019. So let's get started. And because of this COVID-19 global pandemic going on, I thought of creating a project on the same. I have already created this project in UiPath and thought of creating a similar project in A2019. It will help you guys to compare the functionalities of both the tools. So let's see what all steps we will have in our project. So first of all, we are going to extract COVID-19 data from the website such as number of affected people, number of recovered people, and number of deaths. And this data will be in a form of web table. So we are going to extract the web table from a website. And after that, we are going to put that extracted data in a CSV file. And later on, we are going to send that CSV file over the email to required recipients. And at the end of the project, we are going to add a hotkey trigger to the bot. This is a new functionality which has been added in A2019 recently. So we are going to explore this hotkey trigger feature of A2019. So let's get started by jumping into the Automation Anywhere. So this is the website where Google has provided the COVID-19 statistics worldwide for confirmed cases, cases per 1 million people, recovered and deaths, and this entire data is in the form of a web table. So we are going to extract this web table at the beginning of the project. So let's move to Automation Anywhere and let's create a bot quickly. So for that we'll move to bots, my bots, and let's click on create new bot, and let's give the name of the bot as report COVID-19, and let's click on create and edit. So now we are in the edit taskbar page, and first of all we are going to use this recorder to extract this web table. So let's see how we can do that. So for that I'm going to click on start recording. And here we got a list of windows or URLs which are already open. So our interested URL is COVID-19 map in the Internet Explorer, which I have already opened. Here the URL is already open. So let's first select this COVID-19 map from Internet Explorer and let's click on start recording. So as soon as you click on start recording, you will get a recording pane, and here we are good to record the web table. So you need to mouse over across the web table until and unless you get this red box across the web table. I have already got this red box across the entire web table by mouse over. Let's click on that and let's click on end recording. And let's move to Automation Anywhere again, and let's move to the list view, and you see this recorder capture action got captured. So let's see what all details we have under this capture action. So first of all is the object details, and it has captured the object detail as a variable window 1. Now this is a new variable type which has been introduced in A2019, that is a window variable. So you will get to know the window 1 details over here in the variables. So this is the window 1 variable which got created. So if you open this one, this is a window 1 variable of type window, and it has selected the window title and window application path of the Internet Explorer. So let's cancel this one, and now let's proceed further and let's see what all details we have. We got the window title as COVID-19 map on the Internet Explorer, and this is the window application path. Now we got the preview of the object which got captured, that is the data table. And after that we have the object properties. Make sure that the control type under the object properties is table. Why? Because the data which we are extracting is a web table. So make sure that the control type is table under the object properties. And if you move forward, there is an action, and in the action we need to select the get table action. So this is the get table action we are selecting. Why? Because we want to extract this web table. That's why we have selected the action as get table. And when the web table is extracted by the action get table, we need to assign that extracted table to a variable. So here it says assign the output to a variable. So we need a variable of type table. So let's create a table variable from here. Let's click on create a variable and let's provide the name of the variable as COVID data. And let's click on create and select. So this COVID data variable of type table got placed over here. So we have provided all the details required in the recorder. Let's click on apply. Now before recorder, we need to add another action. Let me show you. We need to add another action as launch website. So this is the launch website action under the browser. So let's drag and drop it over here. So first of all, we need to launch the website, then we can extract the data from that website. So let's provide the website details over here. So we need to provide the URL. So I'm going to take this URL from here and let's paste it over here, and we have the option to choose the browser as well. So you can take any browser from this list. So let's take Internet Explorer as of now. Let's click on apply. So as of now, we have launched the browser, then we have captured the web table. Now we need to write that extracted web table into a file. So for that, I'm going to use another action as, so this is the action write to file under the data table. Let's drag and drop it over here and let's see what all details we need to provide. So first of all, we need to give the data table name. So we have already created a data table in this action. This is COVID-19 data which we have just created, and this data table contains the entire data which got extracted from this web table. So we are going to take this COVID-19 data over here. So let's provide the data table name as COVID-19 data. And after that, we need to provide the file name. So this will be the file where this data table COVID data will be written. This will be a CSV file or a text file. So let's click on browse. And from the desktop, let's select this file book1. And let's change the name of the file from here. I'm going to create a new file. So let's give the name of the file as COVID-19 report. So I'm going to create a new file that is COVID-19 report.csv, and here we have the option to create files or folders if it does not exist. Since this does not exist as of now, so we need to check this box, and during the bot execution this file will be created. And the next option we have is to select if the file is an already existing file, then you want to append to the file or overwrite to the file. So let's go with this option, that is override existing file. So in case the file path which you have provided over here is an already existing file, so during the bot execution that file will be overridden. So we have provided all the details required for this action, that is write to file. Let's click on apply, and I'm going to add message box over here as well. Let's add a message box. Let's add a message box as web table extracted, and after this action I'm going to add another message box as data written to CSV file. So let's click on apply, and let's click on apply for this message box as well. So let's save this bot, and I will quickly run this bot to see how it works, and after that I'm going to add a trigger and add a send email option. So let's click on run, and my bot is running now. It launched the website and it will extract the data now. And here in the message it says web table extracted. Let's click on close, and again it says data written to CSV file. So let's click on close again, and let's move to Automation Anywhere, and let's click on close. So we'll quickly move to this file to see whether data got written or not. So let's move there. So this was the file which we had created, COVID-19 report. Let's open this one. And here you see the entire data got written into this CSV file, all the details we have over here. So let's close this CSV file and we'll add some more actions in this bot. So I'm going to add an email sending option. So under the email, so this is the email package, and under this email package we have this send email action which we have already learned in the previous sessions. So let's drag and drop it over here and let's see what all details we need to provide under this send action. So first of all, we need to provide the recipient's address to CC and BCC. So CC and BCC are optional, so we will go with the to address. So we need to provide over here the recipient email address. So let's provide that one. And after that we need to provide the subject. So let's change the subject to COVID-19 report, and we need to provide the attachment as well. So we know that we have three options to provide the attachment, that is the control room file, desktop file, and the variable, which we have already learned in detail in our previous sessions. In case you have missed that one, I will share the link in the description. You can go through that video as well. As of now, let's go with the desktop file and let's click on browse. And from the desktop, I want to attach this COVID-19 report which we have just generated. So let's click on open. And after that, we have the option to send email as plain text or HTML. Let's go with the plain text and let's provide a message body over here. So I'm going to write, hi, please find the attached COVID-19 report, and this is to include go green messages in the email. We can uncheck this box as well, and after that we need to provide the email server details. So we have three options to send email. We will go with the email server option, and here we need to provide the from address. So I'm going to provide my email address, and after that we need to provide the email server host and port. And since I'm using a Gmail server to send emails, so we need to go with the SMTP server. So the SMTP host is smtp.gmail.com and the port is 587. And after that, my server uses a secure connection. So let's go with this checked option. And yes, my server requires authentication as well. So let's check this box as well. And here we need to provide the username and the password. So this will be the email ID and the password to log in to the email account. So let's quickly create two variables for username and password. So we'll move to variables. Let's click on plus and let's give the name of the variable as username, and the type of the variable will be string, and let's give the default value as the email ID. Let's click on create, and I'm going to create another variable for password, and let's give the name of the variable as password, and again it will be of type string, and in the default value let's provide the password, and let's click on create. So we have created the variables username and password, and let's provide them over here. In the username, let's move with the string option, press F2, and from the drop down let's select this username variable which we have just created. Let's press insert, and same for the password. Let's move to string, press F2, and let's select the password variable from here. Let's press yes, insert. So we have provided all the details required under the send action. Let's press apply, And since in the beginning of the bot we have used this launch website action, so at the end we need to close this website as well. So let's add an action to close this one. So I'm going to add an action as under the window there is an option to close. So I'm going to add this close action over here. Let's drag and drop it over here. And inside the close we need to provide the window which we wish to close, so we can provide the either the window name or provide as a variable. So let's go with the window option, and from the drop down, so this is the window, that is the COVID-19 map under the Internet Explorer which we wish to close. So let's select this option and let's click on apply. So now we have provided all the details in the bot. We are going to launch the bot, then we are going to capture the web table, then we are going to write that web table inside the CSV file, and at the end we are going to send that CSV file over the email to the required recipients, and at the end we are going to close that website. Now we are good to add the triggers. So what is a trigger? Let me show you first. So the triggers helps bot to run in response to an event on the computer, such as, let's say that I want to run whenever I create or delete a file or a folder. So in such case we are going to go with the files and folders trigger. Now let's say that I want to run a bot when I press a hotkey. So in such case I'm going to go with the hotkey trigger, and in a similar way let's say that I want to run a bot whenever an action is performed on an interface element. So in such cases we are going to go with the interface trigger. Now in this session I'm going to use this hotkey trigger. So let's see what is this hotkey trigger. So to understand this hotkey trigger, first of all let's understand the hotkey. So hotkey is a combination of modifiers such as Control, Shift, Alt, etc. and key. So the keys can be the alphabets such as A, B, C and the numbers 1, 2, 3 on the keyboard. So hotkey is a combination of modifier and key, and if we use hotkey trigger, the bots will run when we press a hotkey. So let's see this in Automation Anywhere, how we can use this hotkey trigger. So in our task, I am going to move to triggers now. This is trigger. So let's click on that. And under the trigger, you can see we have three triggers over here. That is the files and folders, hotkey and interface trigger, which we discussed just now. We'll move to the hotkey. So if I expand this one, here we have an option of hotkey trigger. So we need to drag and drop this hotkey trigger under the trigger section. As of now, we have worked after the start option. So we need to drag and drop this hotkey trigger over here under the trigger section. So I have added the hotkey trigger over here, and let's see what all details we need to provide. It says it triggers on a key press event. So under the hotkey, first of all we need to select a modifier. So let's say that I selected the modifier as shift, and after that we need to select a key from this drop down. So let's say that I selected the key as G. So my hotkey becomes shift plus G, since hotkey is a combination of modifier which is shift and a key which I selected as G. Let's press apply and let's save the bot. Now earlier when the triggers were not added in the bot, what we used to do, we simply click on run to run the bot. Now since we have added a trigger in our bot, we have two options over here to run. So we have two options now as run now and run with triggers. So run now will simply run the bot without any trigger. Now let's say that you want to run the bot with trigger, since we have added a trigger option over here. So if we click on this run with triggers, so what it says, it is deploying to your computer, and now it says listening for triggers. Now this bot is not going to run until and unless we press the hotkey. The hotkey we had provided was a combination of shift plus G. Now until and unless I press shift plus G in my keyboard, this bot is not going to run. So this is the use of triggers in the bot. So let's press the hotkey now. I'm going to press shift plus G, And as soon as I press that one, as soon as I press the hotkey, so you can see the bot has started to run now, and my bot is running now. It has launched the website. Now it's going to extract the data, and here it says in the message box as web table extracted. Let's press close. And again it says data written to CSV file. Let's press close again. And it says your bot has run successfully, so the task is over. Let's press on close again. Now let's check the CSV file for the COVID-19 data. Let's move to the CSV file. So under the desktop, this is the COVID-19 report CSV file which will hold the data. Let's open this one. And this is the file which contains entire data extracted from the web table. And and now let's check the email whether we received the email with this COVID-19 attachment or not. So we'll move to email now. So under this email you can see this is the COVID-19 report which we received, and here it says please find the attached COVID-19 report, and this is the attachment which we received. So this is the attachment. So in this way we created this task successfully, and please do hands-on on your own and let me know in case you face any issues. And I hope we will be very soon out of this global pandemic. Stay safe and healthy. And that's all for this session, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, give it a like and share with your friends, and hit the bell button to get the updates on the latest videos. And I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye bye.